Allie Miller. I'm integrative dietitian and author of The Anti-Anxiety Diet. And I want to share some information with you today on why you need nutritional supplements and why I created my line Naturally Nourished. It's important to understand that your entire body runs on nutrients. So we're talking about vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, as well as biological compounds like probiotics and even amino acids. All of these play a role in your body's biochemical reactions, which literally influences how your body functions. So when your body's dysfunctional, why not start with nutrients first? Something that your body understands and knows what to do with. Unfortunately, in our modernized medical model, we go first line defense for over-the-counter drugs or medications, and these don't resolve the dysfunction of your body. In fact, they often work like a Band-Aid, just managing a symptom and often driving downstream effects, undesired side effects that can lead to need for more medication or more severe symptoms than you started with in the first place. This can be seen with the use of NSAID drugs, which are a common anti-inflammatory. These include things like ibuprofen and Advil and Motrin. When we go to these drugs to work as a tool to reduce pain and inflammation in our body, they may manage the headache, they may manage the joint pain, but over time, they can actually cause destruction in the gut. They can break down our gut lining, creating gastric bleeding, ulceration, increased food sensitivities, and then generalized inflammation because your immune system resides in your gut. Did you know that the Mayo Clinic has noted that use of NSAIDs has actually driven an increased risk for heart attack and stroke? But when you use natural compounds like my super turmeric or EPA DHA extra, not only do these manage the same pathways, COX-1 and COX-2 players of inhibiting inflammatory cascades, they actually enhance cardiovascular health. We've seen that curcuminoids, the active compounds in turmeric, can actually play a role in reducing beta amyloid plaque. This is the tarry buildup that can create stroke, heart attack, and the progression of Alzheimer's disease. So when you bring in a targeted nutritional compound that is effective and potent, not only can you potentially manage that symptom, like an anti-inflammatory tool of turmeric, but you get upstream effects where you resolve the symptom and you get a downstream influence of synergistic favorable health outcomes. After 10 years of running a functional nutrition practice, using food as medicine, I have used supplement tools to accelerate health outcomes and provide effective results to either work synergistically with medications, help clients to wean off of medications, or, as I mentioned, resolve a problem not even requiring medications. But I knew in order to get clinical outcomes that I had to be working with formulas that were potent, effective, and pharmaceutical grade. My products provide potency. This means that each dosage is going to provide an effective serving to yield clinical outcomes. The form of each ingredient is going to be selected to be the most bioavailable and easiest for your body to use and absorb. That creates efficacy. All of my supplements are going to be high quality pharmaceutical grade. Due to my medical license, you're able to access products that you just can't get over the counter. All of my supplements are safe and tested for toxins as well as additives. They're free of dyes, preservatives, they're soy-free, gluten-free, and non-GMO. All of the supplements in my Naturally Nourished line are third-party assessed to ensure that the stated ingredients are there in the dosage noted. Even our probiotics provide an ID guarantee and ensure viability of listed colony-forming units in the billions that they exist, up to 122 degrees. So safe storage is also taken into account. And all of my products are going to be contaminant free. They're third-party tested for mold, additives, and toxins. And what's really important to understand is that unfortunately, even when we're using a whole foods diet that's very clean, the foods that we have access to today are less nutrient dense than those that we saw decades prior due to soil degradation, reduced mineralization, and monocropping farming practices. Beyond this, we're all under really high demand and living in quite a toxic industrialized environment. When I look at why someone would require nutrition and even enhancing their nutrition in their diet with nutritional supplementation, I think through the process of why their body would be deficient in the first place. So let's unpack that a little bit. The first thing to consider is increased demand. So an individual might have demand of growing a child or breastfeeding. Demand could be exercise performance for a marathon runner or a bodybuilder. Demand can also be recovering from an injury or a surgery where your body requires increased nutrients to actually repair the tissues of your body. And then beyond the physical demands of the body, there's mental and emotional demands when you're undergoing high stress. You're burning through B vitamins and amino acids. And, when we think of demands of taking on an extra job or burning the midnight oil and not getting ample sleep, all of this depletes nutrients. So we've covered increased demand. There's also inability to absorb or use. This could be based on our digestion. A lot of people hinder their stomach acid using over-the-counter PPIs, proton pump inhibitors like Nexium or Protonix. When we hinder our stomach acidity, that actually interferes with our ability to absorb B vitamins and minerals, as well as break down proteins, which can limit our amino acids in the body. Also, when we look at digestion, if we have leaky gut or an inflamed GI tract, we don't have that ideal surface area to absorb the nutrients into our bloodstream. So increased demand and inability to absorb could be two things to consider. Inability to use could be more genetics based. So if an individual has an MTHFR gene, that's methylene tetrahydrofolate, that means that they're going to have a difficult time methylating and using folate. So that individual would not want a low quality supplement that has folic acid. In all of my formulas, you're going to get that methylated quadramethylfolate or the nature-made folate, so those individuals can use. And then the last thing to consider is the diet. If someone's not consuming foods that are rich in these nutrients based on limitation for an autoimmune protocol or an elimination diet or just a picky eater in the household, they're setting themselves up to be nutritionally deficient. The potency and synergy of my products is what sets my line apart from other similar sounding formulas. When taking fish oil into account, it's important to ensure when price comparing that you check the active ingredients and dosage as well as additives, fillers, and preservatives. You want to make sure that both the things that you do want are there in an effective dosage to influence your body in a favorable way, but also that you're not taking something that could be harmful, not third-party tested, and also wasting your money. When you look at my label of EPA DHA Extra, my omega-3 fatty acid supplement, you will see that one capsule of my fish oil provides a combination of 720 milligrams of EPA and DHA. These are the well-researched anti-inflammatory fats. Now compare this to the label to its right, Kirkland 1000 milligram fish oil. You'll see only 250 milligrams of EPA and DHA. So you would have to take over 3 capsules to equate what one of my single capsules provides. Now, when looking at additives of my Naturally Nourished product, you'll see that I use rosemary extract, vitamin A, and vitamin E as preservatives, whereas other brands may use harmful additives such as polysorbate 80, soy as a filler, and other inflammatory industrialized fats. My super turmeric provides a patented technology that has been shown in randomized human trials to have 15 times the bioavailability or the absorption and utilization for your body. This means that a single capsule, even if comparing at comparable milligrams, will still perform 15 times greater. We've also researched super turmeric against 3 competitive products, including those that use biopurine or black pepper to enhance absorption, as well as the popular Mariva compound. Now, you'll see in this table that one single soft gel of my super turmeric is more potent than 2 or 3 capsules in milligrams of active curcuminoids. The delivery mechanism of my patented super turmeric creates an emulsification using turmeric oil. This comes back to that intentional synergy that we look for in our products. And we see that in the super turmeric, tetrahydrocurcuminoids were enhanced in the body. This means that your body actually makes more usable antioxidants with the consumption of super turmeric. I've created the Naturally Nourished supplement line to provide powerful formulas that are accessible to all to yield clinical results for you and your family. These are the same compounds that I take and use in my household and recommend to personal families and friends, as well as thousands of participants in my clinic. I've provided resources for you to really be able to understand how to seek the root causes of chronic condition. From my book, The Anti-Anxiety Diet and the Anti-Anxiety Diet Cookbook, to my podcast, Naturally Nourished, and all of the information and education you have accessible on my website, alliemillerrd.com. In fact, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I highly recommend you start with taking a quiz. This is going to provide you with a personalized list of supplements that will best fit your body's needs and demands. And you can also check out bundles. This is a great way to learn about products that I've curated and have used in multiple protocols through my clinic to yield successful outcomes. And I've provided you a 12% discount in these bundles to allow you to access them and really test them out and see if they work best for you. Once you find a formula that manages and resolves your symptoms and enhances your quality of life, I highly recommend that you subscribe. When you subscribe to monthly or bi-monthly delivery of my Naturally Nourished supplements, you're going to get 10% off, and this creates good accountability for you to ensure that you get consistent outcomes and results. I'm so grateful to be a part of your wellness journey, and I hope that you will check out Naturally Nourished supplements and how they can play a role in optimizing and getting you back into that thrive mode in your body.